While the recent California wildfires of 2025 are localized, they are poised to become a global inflection point, akin to the September 11th attacks. While some may argue that events like the Ukraine conflict, the 2024 U.S. presidential election, the Fukushima aftermath, or the Gaza crisis are more significant world changers, the far-reaching implications of these fires are set to reshape our planet in unprecedented ways. For those who have followed my predictions over the past 15 years, the accuracy of many of my forecasts has become apparent. Now let's get into how these California wildfires, despite their contained scale and minimal loss of life, are emerging as the new transformative 9/11 moment for our world. The ripple effects of these fires will touch every aspect of our lives, from climate policy and global migration to economic structures and international relations, altering the course of human history. Although I am not 100% on board with this first global impact, let's cover it. Climate change and environmental impact will be blamed. There has been increased public pressure for climate policies and investment in renewable energy. The world leaders will use this to push wind, water, solar, and nuclear propaganda. A reassessment of wildfire management practices, including increased use of AI for early detection, will occur. They will change codes, rules, zoning, and laws in locations at high risk of fire, tornadoes, floods, hurricanes, tidal waves, and earthquakes, making building too tricky and expensive. More funding for forest management and controlled burns will increase the tax budget. Implementing fire-resistant urban planning strategies means no more new homes will be built in some of these geographical places, which will be turned into wildlife habitats or protected zones no longer for humans. Insurance and housing markets will undergo significant changes across the USA and globally. Homeowner policies and premiums in fire-prone land will be reassessed for various natural disasters, including hurricanes, floods, tornadoes, earthquakes, tidal waves, wind, and flood zones. This will trigger massive population shifts in housing markets within these high-risk targets, forcing people to move to high-density cluster housing developments. Average homeowners everywhere will see insurance premiums increase by 100% or more, making premiums as high as mortgage and tax payments. This will make homeownership difficult, leading to a rise in apartments, high-density rentals, and government-provided housing. Insurance will become unavailable in certain areas, and no more mortgages will exist for high-risk zones. Many large buildings, such as Walmart or Amazon, will be repurposed into temporary living facilities for future displaced populations, whether due to weather-related, financial, mandatory, virus-related, or terrorism-related events, or any other reasons authorities may cite. Property values will decline to low in these new locations where insurance is limited or too expensive. A complete collapse in property markets in high-risk areas will occur, forcing people to move to high-density cluster zones or temporary living facilities. The Wildlands Project aims to preserve biodiversity in the USA by creating a vast network of interconnected wilderness areas across North America. It proposes designating core reserves, wildlife corridors, and buffer zones affecting 90% of the continent's land area. This agenda has been in the making for the past 50 years. The acceleration of existing demographic trends will impact future elections. Due to outmigration, areas like California will lose many House seats and electoral college votes. This outmigration will occur in many locations worldwide. The virtual water conversation will slow down shipping, exporting, and importing. Virtual water refers to the hidden water used in producing goods and services. For example, a USA sheep requires about 1,200 gallons of water for production, while a Chinese manufactured cotton t-shirt uses only about 1 gallon in the factory process. This prior export business will slow down to conserve water. New carbon tax laws worldwide are set to reduce long-distance goods transportation and encourage more localized consumption. Ohioans, for example, may find themselves eating more local peaches and strawberries, while oranges and pineapples requiring extensive transport could become pricier luxury items due to carbon taxes. New regulations will require barcoding of all produce, including homegrown items, for traceability and safety. This government and corporate-controlled system will make selling garden produce more difficult. Small-scale growers must label each fruit or vegetable individually, discouraging participation in local food markets. It will not be long before we eat what the governments and corporations provide. Bike lanes, installed globally since the 1992 Earth Summit's Agenda 21, are set to increase use as car ownership becomes expensive. With high annual car costs, many people will opt out of personal vehicle ownership or share vehicles instead. Climate manipulation and geoengineering will become mainstream, with over 50 countries engaged in weather modification. Governments will disclose their ability to influence extreme weather events using cloud seeding, stratospheric aerosol injection, and ionospheric heating techniques. This transparency will entice people to believe they are protected from severe weather. Global governance is shifting towards a more regionalized and complex system, with organizations like the UN, NATO, and CIA sharing influence with emerging regional bodies. This evolution creates a more diverse world order, balancing international cooperation with local representation to address global issues. The world will not have to worry about high population growth. Global population growth is declining due to plummeting fertility rates, and 93% of countries are expected to soon fall below the replacement level. This trend is driven by environmental factors, health issues, new viruses, societal shifts like increased pet ownership, changing attitudes towards relationships, high abortion rates, and rising infertility. So there you have the new, improved 911. Copy this video and watch it 10 years from now. You'll be shocked at its accuracy. If you watch my videos from 15 years ago, you will see how most become reality. Please like, share, and ring the bell for further videos. I will have links to my books and publications in the comment section below.